Hey everybody, this is Saber and welcome to Starmade. Today I'll be taking you through our latest update which focuses on structure and armor HP. Ships now have a structure hit point value assigned to them based on the blocks they're made of. Different types of blocks will contribute different amounts of hit points. System blocks, such as shields or power modules, will give the most hit points. Hit points determine how well your ship functions as it takes damage, as well as when your ship will eventually overheat. You will lose ship control at 55% structure HP, while overheat will occur at 50% structure HP. However, these values can be altered in the block behavior config. When you create a ship, a maximum hit point value is given to it. If your hit points are at 100%, then you can remove and place blocks as you please. The maximum hit points of the ship will remain at 100% as you do so. Let's say you've entered combat and have taken some damage. If you decide to place a block, the maximum hit points of your ship will increase. However, your current health will not increase. If you decide to remove blocks after being damaged, you will actually decrease your current hit points without affecting the maximum hit points of your ship. In the end, altering a ship in combat will only serve to weaken your survivability. As your ship takes damage, your systems will begin to fail. Shields, power, and thrust will all become less effective, and eventually you lose control of your ship altogether. The current negative effects of your ship will flash on the HUD and can be viewed from build mode under the rest of your stats. It should be noted that this stat window can now be moved and scaled while in build mode. Once the ship overheats, you will be ejected from the core and will automatically align to your ship. In order to stop your ship from self-destructing, you will need to activate a ship reboot. To initiate a reboot, press the R key on the core. A reboot can also be initiated at any time while in flight mode by pressing the Y key. A reboot will take time, and that time is based on the amount of damage done to the ship and the size of the ship. When a reboot is activated, you will not be able to control or modify the ship until it's complete. Power systems and shields will deplete until the reboot is finished. Ships can, however, reboot instantly at shops for credits. Once a reboot is finished, the maximum structure hit points will be set to the remaining hit points of your ship. It will also clear all negative effects. Structure damage will scale with the ship's size. Even the largest ships have trouble destroying so many blocks, so larger ships will take more damage to their structure HP per block than a small ship will. In effect, you will not have to literally destroy 50% of the blocks on a Titan in order to overheat the core. We hope this encourages boarding parties and prevents ships from taking so long to destroy. To complement the structure HP system, armor hit points are also being introduced. Armor hit points are increased by adding armor blocks. When armor blocks take damage, 50% of the damage is going to be applied to the armor hit points instead. The rest of that damage will be physically applied to the blocks it hits. The more armor you have placed on your ship, the longer you'll be able to mitigate damage away from the rest of your ship systems. Armor hit points do not reset on reboot, and can only be repaired at shops for credits. In the future, you'll be able to repair at shipyards, but losing armor will not result in major performance drops of your ship systems. With these major changes, new values were given to each block for their mass. Decorative blocks will add less mass, while armor blocks will add more mass than they did previously. Additionally, center of mass on ships is now fully calculated, so you will no longer rotate around the ship core. Because of the overusefulness of the missile system, we tweaked weapons a bit. First, the AI capabilities for anti-missile turrets has been improved. Getting through point defense should now be much more difficult. The cannon and damage beam have also changed. Both systems will now dynamically scale the penetration of the shots. Small weapons will not penetrate as far, but a large alpha weapon could reach as far as 100 blocks. Cannons will now natively have the punch-through effect applied to them. Once a shot has destroyed the first block, the rest of the damage will continue until it reaches another block. It will continue to penetrate until all the damage has been applied. Cannons will also destroy armored blocks more effectively than system blocks. Damage beams will now natively have the piercing effect applied to them. A beam's damage can penetrate blocks without having to destroy each block it hits. Armor will block the piercing effect, so damage beams are more effective for killing system blocks. Both the pierce and punch-through effect can still be used defensively. Pierce will grant additional armor absorption past 50%, capping at 75%. Punch-through will reduce the amount of damage that is deducted from the armor hit points per shot. Piercing and punch-through effects can still be linked to weapon systems. With these changes, we felt it would be beneficial to include tools for boarding parties. The first is the grapple beam. It functions the same as attaching to a ship with spacebar, except it can be done up to 150 meters from the structure. However, if you are not able to get inside the box dimensions of the ship in 45 seconds, you will automatically detach. Another tool we're including is the cutting torch. The cutting torch ignores both shields and armor HP and deals 2 damage every second. The cutting torch can remove players from a core block which has 0 health. Use this tool to eject a pilot from the core manually, even if the ship has full health points. The core cannot be re-entered until the ship is rebooted or the core block is repaired. This will not cause an overheat, it will simply bring the core block to 0 health. These tools are available from ShopKeep NPCs, which can now be respawned in the middle of any shop with a ShopKeep area. In addition to these tools, players can now set AI to target only astronauts. A turret with this setting will only fire at astronauts and will ignore all other entities. With the inclusion of remote logic blocks, we knew more hotbars was a necessity, so we added 9 more. While flying, you can use the mouse wheel to scroll through all hotbars. You can also hold Control and scroll to instantly switch between them, or press a number key while holding Control to select a specific hotbar. These key bindings can be altered in the Options menu. There are some additional chat controls as well. An admin can now mute a player, and individuals can opt to ignore players. Access these commands by right-clicking a player's name in the chat windows. Lastly, a few new wedges have been added for some of the already existing blocks. We've included plenty of bug fixes in this update, many of them concerning the rail system and blueprints. If you want more information, check out the dev post, which is linked in the description below. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, or you can ask on our other social media pages. Thanks for watching, and as always, thanks for playing Starmade.